Hey everybody, this is GGB, co-host Peppers. We're getting back into the action, everyone, in the fourth quarter, and a big play. Again, you got to stop them. Make sure they don't get any points in this drive. You're the independent Chiefs. It was a weird play, last play, but they're going to go run here with Dalvin Cook, who's going to get quickly tackled. I guess they've decided we're not letting Dalvin Cook run the ball. Daniel Sorensen, I believe, makes that tackle. Actually, it was Harrison Smith. I'm sorry. 2nd and 10 here. And, yeah, you're down by 15 points. They're going to obviously want to chew some of this clock because the clock's on their side if you're the ACC Bucks. Under center here by Lamar Jackson. I bet this isn't going to be a run. I bet this is not a run. It's not a run. They bring a blitz regardless. He's going to Jamison Crowder, actually Darren Waller, I think, on that play is going to get tackled. Brings up a 3rd and 6. So interesting. They've been able to convert 2 straight third downs, one with Lamar Jackson's legs, the other one with how did they convert the other one? I don't even remember how they converted the other one, but Lamar Jackson goes shotgun here, 4-man rush. It looks like a screen. He's going to have time to get it to him, but he's going to be tackled. Great play made there by, I believe, Faudacasi, making another big-time play with this team. A player that I didn't expect to be making a lot of big-time plays has been making a lot of big-time plays. Big Mr. number 94 out here making plays that I did not expect him to. Again, Faudacasi, yeah. 42-yard line. I think this might be too long for a field goal attempt by Harrison Butker. They might want to try it anyways. Nope. They're going to actually have Bradley Pinion try and pin them inside the 20-yard line. Let's see if he can do it. Bradley Pinion's punt is off. It's aimed to the sideline. It is going to be downed at the 3-yard line. So despite that horrific punt he had earlier, he gets his redemption. He pins the independent Chiefs offense inside the 3-yard line. But at the same time, for this independent team, sure, you got to go 97 yards, but you could get a touchdown, make this game an 8-point ball game. Interesting. This is suddenly turned into quite a ball game. If they're able to drive, this is an insane ball game in the fourth quarter. But again, Taysom Hill has got to lead this offense. The problem is at the 3-yard line, you normally run it, and you have been able to go nowhere outside of Taysom Hill in the ground game. So looks like it's a 3 tight end set here. Actually, they go run up the middle. He's going to be tackled for about a gain of 1 yard. He's actually had more rushes than yards in this game. 8 rushes, 7 yards, and a touchdown. So not great offensively for the independent Chiefs offense. Jamal Williams has not been what I expected him to be. Shotgun here for Taysom Hill with Theo Riddick on the field. 1 tight end set here. Looks like a blitz. Actually, run it with Theo Riddick, who's going to get tackled for a 1-yard gain. So it brings up a 3rd and 8. You got to throw it. I understand you'd eventually like to get the ground game going, but I know I keep saying eventually. It's just not going to happen. Jamal Williams and Theo Riddick have been stuffed all night. You still have Theo Riddick for the passing option, but shotgun here for Taysom Hill. They bring a blitz. He's going to scramble out. He's going to have enough running room. He's going to pick up that 1st down and a little bit more. 15 yards on the play by Taysom Hill. Able to escape that breaking pocket. And again, Taysom Hill's he's approaching that 200-yard mark offensively at rushing the ball. And that's insane. He has been absolutely killer on the ground tonight. And if they end up winning this game, I'm going to give all the props possible to Taysom Hill. He has come in, and he has played out of his mind here, which is what they needed him to do, but still. Shotgun here with Jamal Williams on the field. Looks like a 3-man rush, although you can see a blitz. It is a blitz. They bring 4th man. Scrambles up the middle. He's going to have a lot of running room. Brings it up to about the 38-yard line, 18 yards on the play. You got to be worried if you keep taking hits from Taysom. Taysom Hill is he fumbles a lot. Anyone who's watched him in real life knows that. But in the game, he also fumbles a decent amount. So I don't know if I'd want my quarterback taking the hits if I am an independent Chiefs fan. But again, you move those chains. I would have slid here. Jair Alexander is a good enough tackler that he could go for that strip. But yeah, 1st and 10, 38-yard line. They've been able to drive 35 yards in this drive, really mainly on Taysom Hill runs. So empty set here by Taysom Hill. 5 options in. They bring a blitz off the outside. He throws it an inaccurate kind of pass. Lucky that was not picked off by Taysom Hill. That was the first pass I've seen him make. I was like, I don't know if I really agree or understand what you were doing there, Taysom, but you just trying to get the ball away. But yeah, you can't put that ball in harm's way like that when you're only down by 15 points. So Jamal Williams and Taysom Hill is on. They only have a 3-man rush, so he's plenty of time. They actually have a spy this time. That's just why he's ended up getting sacked or only gain a yard on the rush. So they finally do what I was telling them to do, put Justin Simmons on a spy and force him to throw the ball. Only bring a 3-man rush that time. And honestly, Taysom, you got to figure out guys that are open with that. You have plenty of time with only 3-man rush. It looks like they're going to do the 3-man rush again. Empty set here for Taysom Hill. He's going to have a lot of time. He's actually going to scramble this time. He has no one on the spy for some reason. He's going to pick up the first down at 11 yards on the play. I thought the point of that, if you were the ACC Bucks, would be, correct me if I'm wrong, the 3-man rush, would be have a spy on Taysom Hill. That was the point of doing the 3-man rush. But instead, you decide not to do that, and he's going to have enough to pick up that first down. That's really stupid. That is not a smart play if you are the ACC Buccaneers defensively. You've got to put a spy on Taysom. So he's been able to drive 47 yards, again, almost entirely with his legs. Not a pass completed yet so far. Taysom Hill goes shotgun with Theo Riddick in the backfield with him. They go 4-man rush. They actually bring a blitz. He's going to end up getting sacked and fumbled. And the offensive line's going to pick it up, and he's a rumbling. He gets a gain of 4 actually on that play. Chandler Jones gets credited with the sack out of Syracuse. But they actually end up picking 4 yards on that play, which is a lot better than you could have hoped for if you were the independent Chiefs. Yeah, they get Mike McGlinchey gets beat by Chandler Jones. He fumbles it. But Mike McGlinchey ends up picking that ball up and gaining 4 yards. So, I mean, credit where credit is due. Mike McGlinchey getting the ball and actually gaining yards. So, and he could have just dove on it and lost yards. Shotgun here by Taysom Hill. Looks like a 3-man rush, so they could see a blitz coming from a linebacker possibly. They do bring a blitz from linebacker. He fires it to it. Oh, beautiful throw to Chase Claypool to pick up the first down on the out route. Well covered there. And just a great pass by Taysom Hill. It's harder to cover that better. That was really good coverage by the ACC. I yet to see I've seen like one pass go to Will Fuller this quarter. Looks like another 3-man rush, although they've been going with this linebacker blitz very often. It's been able to get pressure on him. Actually, stick with the 3-man rush. He throws a little screen to Theo Riddick, who's going to have a lot of running room. He's going to pick up that first down. And I didn't even know if he went down, but that's going to be a first down for Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick getting his first kind of important play of the game. Again, before that, he only has 6 receptions for 15 yards, and his running stats were worse. So, again, Theo Riddick hasn't been great here. Only person who I think has been great is Taysom Hill. Again, not very productive for anyone else. Taysom Hill is Theo Riddick in the backfield again. It looks like a 4-man rush, and he actually is going to get sacked this time. Credit goes to Chandler Jones again, getting another sack. He has been really beating Mike McGlinchey, and he's in the zone. And that's not what you want if you're an independent Chiefs fan. You cannot have Chandler Jones getting in the zone this late in the ball game. He's going to absolutely start crushing Mike McGlinchey. He's already crushing Mike McGlinchey. Imagine if he starts crushing him more. Mick Martin's actually been doing an excellent job on the inside. All things considered, he's probably their worst offensive lineman statistically. So 2nd and 15. Interesting what you decide to do here. Actually, they dropped Chandler Jones in coverage, so you don't have to worry about that guy on the rush. Looks like a 3-man rush, although I could see a guy coming in blitz. They actually send Theo Riddick out. He's going to fire it underneath to an open Will Fuller. Again, I haven't said his name a lot this second half. So 3rd and 8. And I don't know who you go to. I mean, Will Fuller's probably your best player, again. But he's been kind of quiet this half. Kyle Rudolph, he's dropped a couple of important passes. So then we have that X Factor by Chandler Jones, so you got to worry about that too. They bring a huge blitz. He fires it out to Kyle Rudolph quickly. He's going to pick up that first down, although he does take quite a hit at the end of it. But Kyle Rudolph, Taysom Hill makes the excellent read after he sees the blitz, dump it off to Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph has had a quiet 62 yards. I haven't really noticed it, mainly because I've been mad at him for dropping that touchdown pass. But first and 10. They keep this drive moving, but again, there's only 7 minutes and 21 seconds left. They've been using a lot of clock on this drive. Sure, they have had to go all the way from the 3-yard line, but you'd like to take a little bit less time on this clock. If you were the independent Chiefs, you got to get a touchdown quickly. Looks like it might be another blitz here. They have Theoretic in the backfield. It is a blitz. He has to find someone quickly. It's going to be a holding penalty. And he's going to get tackled for about a gain of a yard. But regardless, that's going to be holding on the offense. I don't know who on. It's going to be on Nick Martin. Again, right as when I was saying, Nick Martin has really impressed me today. He makes a huge mistake like that. Although, honestly, probably holding is a little bit better than letting Taysom Hill get hit for a sack if you're Nick Martin. But, yeah, 1st and 20. I feel if you're the Taysom Hill actually is largely in fault there, because if they're going to bring the blitz and you see it coming, you got to figure out your dump-off target and go quickly. So, three-man rush, he fires it to an open. That's, again, Kyle Rudolph. And gets 11 yards on the play by Kyle Rudolph. So, it's like if they had an unproductive run on the first round. So, 2nd and 9, I mean, I don't know. I think Kyle Rudolph has been an underrated part, I guess, of this offense. I've been underrating him. Kyle Rudolph has had a phenomenal game so far, I guess. Picks up 11 yards. That should make it 73 yards on the ground. So 2 tight end set. He goes under center. This normally indicates a run, but I don't know the way they've been running the ball. They actually do go run up the middle. Jamal Williams had a decent-sized hole. He actually gets 4 yards on the play. Probably his most productive run on the ground. So it brings it up a 3rd and 5. And it makes it a little bit easier. But you got to pick up this first down. I think you even have to go for it on 4th down. So that makes it a little bit easier. You could even run this ball if you wanted to with Jamal Williams. So it does make it interesting. Aaron Donald has been a name I have not said all night, and he is one of the best players in the entire NFL, which makes this interesting. So shotgun here for Taysom Hill with Theoretic on the field. Looks like it might be a 4-man rush. It is. They actually bring a blitz. He fires it. That's going to be picked off. Oh, and that's a crusher. Justin Simmons with a huge play in the 4th, but that's a crusher if you're the independent Chiefs. A little bit inaccurate throw by Taysom Hill. They do have the guy on the. They have Kyle Rudolph on the. Actually, Chase Claypool on the slant. If he throws an accurate pass, but unfortunately for them, that's inaccurate. You're down by 15. That might be the seal. That might have cinched the game for the ACC Bucs. 5 minutes and 48 seconds left, and down by 15 points. You have to get this ball right back, and they'd have to chew not very much time off the clock, and you'd have to score extremely quickly if you want to stay in this ball game if you're the independent Chiefs, and that really does. That stings a lot if you're the independent Chiefs because that was your chance. 2 tight ends set here. They're going to go run up the middle with Dalvin Cook. They do. They only gain about maybe 1 or 2 yards, 3 yards actually. Taysom Hill's yelling at his guys. Honestly, it's kind of your fault, Taysom. I understand you've been able to do everything all night, but that one was on you. You threw it a little bit of an accurate pass, and that's what caused the pick. So 2nd and 7, you're using every second of this clock if you're the ACC Bucs. You want to just you don't care if you eke by the independent Chiefs. You want to move on to the next round. Under center here by Lamar Jackson. Likely another run to Dalvin Cook. It is another run to Dalvin Cook. There's a huge hole. He makes a move. He's able to get it to the 26-yard line. 15-yard rush on that play. He's been killer on the ground today. He really has. You've been able to stop him in the 4th quarter a lot, but if you're the independent Chiefs, he's been your nightmare. He's going to be in your nightmares for a long time. Hey, you were really close. This is arguably the closest the independent Chiefs have ever been to moving on to the next round, which is kind of sad, but they get blown out a lot in the next round. 2 tight ends set here. Look, I think they might be bringing a blitz. They do end up running with Dalvin Cook, who has a lot of running room. And he's going to take that all the way, I think. Although he then, never mind, he gets tackled. But he's going to bring it up to the 43-yard line. And this is exactly what you didn't want if you're the independent Chiefs. And then, there you go. Dalvin Cook is in the zone, which I don't know how he wasn't in the zone before. He's been so good here tonight. 4.5 minutes left. This is likely the end of Taysom Hill's time with the independent Chiefs. It's not like he won't be on the team next year. I find it likely he will be on the team next year. Probably, at the worst, 3rd string, but most likely a 2nd string quarterback behind Zach Wilson. But it's going to be an end of an era, and Kansas City for the independent Chiefs. Shotgun here for Lamar Jackson. They go run again with Dalvin Cook, who's going to able to pick up 6 yards on the play. Again, averaging a little bit under 10 yards per carry. That is insane. That's an insane statistic for this ACC offense. Dalvin Cook's been absolutely killer this game, but you're going to need a little bit more for Dalvin Cook if you're going to beat the Pac-12 or the FCS Division II, Division III Bills. Lamar Jackson goes shotgun to actually bring James Conner on the field. He throws it underneath to Darren Waller. He's going to be quickly tackled by Daniel Sorensen. Bring up 3rd and 2. And, yeah, you're going to have to force this long field goal if you're the independent Chiefs. If you want to still have a chance, you got to force the long field goal and then hope they miss it. And then hope you can score really quickly if you're the team. If you're the independent Chiefs. But likely that pick ends the game for you. They bring Dalvin Cook back on the field. That means they're going to likely run it, which is that's killer news. They do go run up the middle. He has enough for that first down, and that likely will seal it. The pick probably did seal it, but this is probably going to ultimately seal it. They're at the 27-yard line. The worst thing they could do is settle for a field goal and chew a lot off the clock. Actually, that's not worst case scenario. Obviously, there's a worst case scenario where you fumble it, they return it for a touchdown. That's your worst case scenario on this drive, but I don't see it happening. Dalvin Cook has been able to hold on to the ball so well all night. And I think this might be a little bit of a too little, too late for the independent Chiefs. Your defense's abilities kind of faltered in the early half of the game, and I think that's going to likely cost you the game. Another run by Dalvin Cook. He's going to end up getting face mask. That's going to give him another first down, although it does stop the clock. But, I mean, that doesn't really help you that much if you're the independent Chiefs. Jerry Tillery ends up getting the penalty for him. 2.5 minutes left. 12-yard line. I think there's an argument to be made if you want to stay in this ball game of just letting them score. Because they're going to take time off this clock anyways. You're going to have to get an onside anyways. I think there's an argument to be made that you just let them score, because you're not gonna be able to do it. You're gonna have to get some onside anyways to get back in this game. I think you should just let them score this touchdown. Foreman rush, he fires it to an open Deandre Hopkins in the end zone. I don't know if they were taking my advice or they just let or if they just had some bad coverage. But D-Hop does get the touchdown, and with barring the extra point, they can make it a 22-point ball game. And yeah, that pick is really going to be what's remembered in this game, because they were down by 15 points at very close. They were in the red zone, and they could have made that a 7-8-point game with a 7-8-point game, I say, because it could have been an 8-point game. It could have been a 7-point game, just barring whether they went for 2 or not. But extra point. Harrison Butker, his extra point is up and good. Yeah, I mean, it would have changed a lot. I mean, it would have made this game a lot more competitive, because the likely score is going to be down by 22 points. It could have been a score of 7. And, I mean, technically speaking, this offense probably would have gotten going regardless. They probably would have kept driving regardless with Dalvin Cook. But there's always the chance that they don't, because of the defense that they play. And I mean, that pick is probably going to be the memorable part of the game. And I'm not gonna lie, Ziggy Ansah's injury might have actually. Yeah, I think it probably hindered the Independence a decent bit. I wouldn't say that it probably lost the game for them, because I don't believe that's true, but that's going to be returnable by Golden Tate. He is going to take it out. He's going to bring it to about the 27-yard lines. 2 more yards on the return than he would have had if he took a knee. But time is of the utmost essence. If you still believe that you can win if you're the independent Chiefs, Taysom Hill has got to throw it deep a whole bunch. You got to get a touchdown quickly. And you got to get at least one onside. If you have 3 timeouts left, you could just try and hope for a stop defensively. But yeah, you gotta score extremely quickly if you're the independent Chiefs offense, and you gotta go 73 yards for that. So that's gonna be interesting. Theo Riddick in the backfield for the independent Chiefs. Taysom Hill in the shotgun. They bring a 3-man rush. He's going to have plenty of time. He fires it to an open Will Fuller. I'm sorry, Will Fuller's number 15. 2 minutes and 13. Yeah, I think they're going to likely take this down to the 2-minute warning. They have it up to the 46-yard line, but you've got to score in like one play. You've got to take a shot deep and score. If you're this independent Chiefs offense, you've got to score quickly if you want to still have hope that you can win this game. Man, this is a quick episode. Only 20 minutes in. There's still 2 minutes left in the game, but normally they're 27, 28 minutes long. This could easily be a 23, 22-minute video. So, interesting. But yeah, and you have Taysom Hill. I mean, he doesn't have the best deep arm, but I mean, you've got to at least try it. You have Will Fuller, who's a killer deep threat. So, looks like it might be a 3-man rush, although I could see a blitz coming. They don't bring it. They go screen, actually, with Theo Riddick. He has a lot of running room, but he's end up getting just hit enough to knock him down. Only pick up 4 yards. You got to go hurry up if you're the independent Chiefs. Great tackle there made by Kendall Fuller or Kyle Fuller. I don't know which one it is because both of them are K. Fuller. 2nd and 6. They do technically go no huddle, although it definitely look like they did huddle. Shotgun here for Taysom Hill. They bring a 4-man rush. He has time. He tries to run out of the pocket, although he just ends up throwing this ball away. He's ended up pressured by, I believe, Calais Campbell. It could have been Aaron Donald, though. And brings up a 3rd and 6. I mean, a minute and a half remaining. I think we all know this game is basically all over with. And I think the fans know it, too. You can sense that they know. Empty set here by Taysom Hill. They bring a blitz. He has time, though. He fires it, and it's going to be incomplete to Golden Tate. And this is the problem. They can bring blitzes, and their wide receivers aren't wide open for the Chiefs, which forces Taysom Hill to make tough passes, which I love Taysom and everything, but that's not his strong suit. 4th and 6. If they don't end up getting this, it's officially over for the independent Chiefs. He fires it. He's going to have a long touchdown to Will Fuller, though. He's going to end up getting this touchdown, making it a 15-point ball game. 50-yard touchdown by Will Fuller. Probably a little bit too little, too late, but they're probably going to go for the onside here with a minute and 17 seconds remaining and down by 2 touchdowns. You got to get at least one, but the touchdown technically still keeps them in the ball game so far. Yeah, Taysom Hill's excited. This is the touchdown you should have had before the pick, though. So I think you got to make the decision whether you want to go for 2. I think I go for 2. Or maybe you just take the extra. They're going to go for 2 here. Kyle Rudolph is kind of matched up with no one, so I think I'd try and get it to Kyle Rudolph. They bring the blitz. He fires it to an open Golden Tate in the back of the end zone. It's a 14-point ball game. Sure, with a minute and 17 seconds remaining. But if they get 2 onsides, they can stay in this ball game. Oh, I'm sorry. That paused it for a second. It's going to increase the runtime of this video. But yeah, that's not good. In the ACC Buccaneers, they got the and 2 with an open slant by Golden Tate. And if you're Lamar Jackson, you probably don't need to warm up throwing the ball. They're going to go for the onside here. I think they have to, 100%, down by 14 with a minute and 17 seconds remaining. This is really where the hopes and dreams lie. Justin Yoon on to perform an onside. He kicks it. That's going to be recovered by the ACC Buccaneers at the 41-yard line of the independent Chiefs, and that likely ends it. Now, technically, the Chiefs still have all 3 of their timeouts left, but Dalvin Cook has been so absolutely murderous. They've absolutely dominated here today. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop them. You do have to sell out against the run. You have to sell out, take all 3 of your timeouts, and then your offense has to perform a sort of miracle. They would have to perform a sort of miracle, or you would have to block a punt and return it for a touchdown to get an onside and then get a touchdown. So it's not impossible, but down by 14 with a minute and 15 seconds remaining, it's not the recipe for success. So 3 tight ends set here with Dalvin Cook in the backfield, with him on fire, with his X-Factor ability initiated too. They go run with Dalvin Cook up the middle. He's going to get tackled for only about a 4-yard gain. They take a timeout, obviously. And Yeah, they're huddling back up. I think you just run it a whole bunch of times if you're the ACC Bucks. Now, you're the independent Chiefs. Obviously, you sell out against the run every time, and you just hope your offense can perform some sort of miracle. 2 tight end set here. You just got to sell out against the run. You just forget about the receivers. They bring their Eric Ebron in motion. They go run with Dalvin Cook. It was a huge goal, and he's going to take this all the way for a touchdown most likely, although he's going to be tackled, never mind, at the 5-yard line. But that's going to just set up ACC Buccaneers with the ability to take some knees and close out this game. And if they could do that if they wanted to. I don't know if they're going to try and run this ball in the end zone or not. But Dalvin Cook is the reason they've won this game. Make no mistake. Without his running ability, I don't know if they would win this game. It looks like they are going to take a knee here before halftime, before the end of the game. They're gonna let the Chiefs not have to lose by 20, likely 21 points, but they're gonna still, if you're the independent Chiefs, it's a heartbreaking loss because you really had it close in the fourth quarter with the 15-point deficit. I understand you're only at a 14-point deficit now, but you were close to the end zone. You could have made it a 7-8-point deficit, and you weren't able to because Taysom made that mistake, and that was the killer mistake in the game. Taysom Hill's upset because he knows this is his last time likely leading this team. And, I mean, he gave it his all tonight. I mean, that pick is likely going to be the most memorable part of this game, this playoff game. But he really played his all. He really did with his running. He ran so hard. They're going to take one last knee here, and it's going to be the end of the game. And, yeah, I mean, the ACC Bucks will be moving on, so that means that one thing is for sure. The Big Ten will be facing the Big 12. The Big 12 better be ready to be heading to Tennessee. They played really well in the cold weather of New York. Let's see if they can do so in the cold weather of Tennessee. We could see the Bucks. Actually, they're going to, I don't know if they're going to attempt this field goal before the end of the game. They will not. And that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. The ACC Bucks are officially moving on to the next round. They will be in the conference championship, and they will be watching intently the next game, the next 4 days, to see who they will be facing in the conference championship round. They had an excellent game here tonight. They ended up beating a really kind of tough independent Chiefs team. I think the second quarter will likely be the quarter that likely won them the game. The second quarter was in large part why they won. Dalvin Cook, though, obviously showing his highlight here. That was the touchdown by Will Fuller. That was a little bit too late by the independent Chiefs. But, yeah, they'll be moving on to the next round. The Big 10 and the Big 12 are officially facing off. So get excited for that one. We'll be joining. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for seeing the first quarter of the last divisional round, likely going to be the closest divisional round game I'm excited to watch. But hey everybody, this is GGB co-host Pepper saying adios amigos.